Now going over to the political part of the podcast, you have Vivek on steps to ensure fair voting and unite the USA going viral. This comes thanks to Vivek X Twitter profile account, and he says, quote, this is how we move beyond fights over stolen elections and unite our country. 1. Make Election Day a national holiday. 2. Single-day voting. 3. Paper ballots. 4. Government-issued voter ID to match voter file. 5. English as the sole language that appears on the ballot. Simple, unquote. And he was actually responding to Mike Benz saying, quote, Botswana, we have less election security than Botswana. Which isn't saying much, probably. And that did get 1.5 million views and 37,000 likes. And one of the first responses comes from Elon simply saying, yeah, getting 2.8 thousand likes. And yeah, it seems like some simple steps. Now, granted, if you want to cheat, you probably don't want those steps. But I always thought it was weird. We have all the BS, all the bullshit holidays on the planet. Every day seems to be some type of holiday, and yet we don't have a day off for elections. Be a pretty straightforward. Just make that a holiday. Everyone votes on the same exact day. And you have 1 or 2 exceptions for soldiers that are overseas fighting, and the NASA pilots are up in the air. I mean, I can't but think that would bolster a lot of people's faith in the system. I mean, would it change your perception? I mean, again, sometimes it's taking days or weeks until we know the results. I mean, it doesn't happen in other countries. Now, in terms of paper ballots, at the end of the day, one of the biggest issues with, well, cybersecurity and voting is the human error. So again, if you have someone physically counting the ballots, there is a chance, not even through negligence, or not even through malice, just through the human error, just accidentally make an issue, they might not tally it right. So I've been trying to think of how you can conceivably count votes quickly and efficiently and the most accurately. And I actually don't know if that would be even possible. Now, with paper ballots, you could have something scan it to count it, but then you're also introducing technologies. So, I mean, a wise man once by the name of Thomas Sewell once said, you know, there's no such thing as solutions, only trade-offs. You also have, you know, government-issued voter ID, which you would think would be common sense, but I'm told it's racist to ask for an ID in some cases. Some people have legitimately said that. My family came from Cuba. None of them had issues getting an ID. In fact, I don't know anyone ever who has had an issue getting an ID. I've never seen an interview of someone saying I wasn't able to vote because I couldn't get an ID. And yet we keep hearing like it's so hard to get an ID. It's prohibitive. Yet you need an ID to buy any sort of controlled substance, like liquor. You need an ID if you want to check out a library book. If you want to pick up your prescription. I mean, there's pretty much everything you do, nearly everything you do on a daily basis requires it. Yeah, some people are saying, oh yeah, it's too prohibitive. Right. Scrolling down more and more. We found it. A contrarian statement. We have Luke Zaleski, our favorite leftist. Well, not really favorite, but he is very consistent in his leftist beliefs and don't want to get too bored in an echo chamber. So Luke Zaleski, who, again, wears a V-neck in his profile picture. Pathetic to say the least. Now, Luke Zaleski says, quote, Trump's long con for 2024, rewrite history by pretending he didn't fail at COVID, crash the economy, surrender Afghanistan, incite insurrection, and actually won. He's just the same old filthy lying traitor and fraud propagandist who never built the wall Mexico never paid for, quote. Getting 31 likes. Granted, is mostly mentally vacuous statement. There are some people who like that. And in fact, one of the people who responded to him was Jonathan Klein saying Vivek equals clown, getting 11 likes. Now, that being said, I mean, that was one of the best economies in my lifetime. Surrendering to Afghanistan, that wasn't under his... Hey, he didn't make that final call. He said here's stipulations on we'd leave Afghanistan if you hit A, B, and C, which they never did, and then later Biden chose to just push it out. But granted, I'm not too surprised Luke would say that. Western Lensman said, quote, if you don't want an ID required to vote, you want to cheat. Simple. Getting 1.9 thousand likes. Let's see. Dave Benner, nemesis of Neocon, said, if you want voter ID and paper ballots, this is the only marketing campaign that will work. And it says, don't let Trump cheat, demand voter ID and paper ballots. And got 110 likes. American Diesel says, quote, thoughts Vivek. And it says, quote, if illegal aliens are voting, isn't that foreign interference in our elections? Getting 350 likes. Valentin Gomez says, quote, we have to blow up these corrupt voting machines and only citizens vote. Military and disabled get to mail your ballot, getting 304 likes. Let's see here. You have Red Dawn Warning saying, quote, 3 years since the Great Steal and nothing's been done to secure the election process, getting 139 likes. Let's see. Vivek Ramaswamy, a parody account, says, quote, by making Election Day a national holiday and ensuring single-day voting, it promotes greater participation. Paper ballots and government-issued voter IDs will bolster security and confidence in the electoral process, getting 263 likes. Iran says, quote, we know what will make it legitimate because that's what they refuse to do. France banned mail-in voting in 1975 due to fraud. Mexico banned mail-in voting in 1992 due to fraud. Belgium banned mail-in voting in 2018 due to fraud. Sweden does not permit mail-in voting. Italy does not permit mail-in voting. Ukraine does not permit mail-in voting. Russia does not permit mail-in voting. Japan does not. No Middle Eastern country permits mail-in voting. No Latin American country permits mail-in voting. And that got 100 likes. Although, in full transparency, Ukraine also, they also don't permit elections. Well, good old Mr. Zelensky said, oh yeah, we'll have elections if the United States pays for it. Although he did ban a lot of his political opposition as well as churches. Scrolling down here. More and more we got. Sir Majesty saying, quote, I support this. Right now, our election integrity is worse than some third world countries, getting 94 likes. Robert Seaver says, quote, with all due respect, none of these would fly in our modern woke era. Instead, we will get another manufactured health crisis, mandatory mail-in ballots, BLM activists tabulating the votes over a 2-week period, and Biden will win by a landslide without a single debate. I'm quoting 192 likes. Which, yeah, it's fascinating to see the average, like many Americans believe you should not need a voter ID. I never met anyone with a modicum of intelligence who believes that. That being said, there are millions of people who do have that belief set. I don't think I've actually met any of them face to face. If you have, let me know. I'd love to hear the counter argument for that. Again, the cliche, it's so hard to get an ID. No, it really isn't. It's one of the easiest things ever. Josh Artery says, quote, 6 fake electors, 7 Trump tells VP to reject real electors, 8 GOP pretends, 6 and 7 don't have, getting 54 likes and a contrarian statement. Rare, but interesting to say the least. And Trump was literally saying for a recall in Georgia, saying find the votes. So do a retabulation or recount more accurately. Granted, I might not be able to speak with too much accuracy in terms of, stumbling over my words or talking too fast. However, I have a theory. If you click the subscribe button, it may assist in my speaking in neptune. I'm not going to get perfect overnight, but I can't help but notice, starting with the first couple episodes where I had no subscribers, well, my speaking got a lot better in comparison. I was speaking a little bit slower these days, believe it or not, and articulating a little bit more, trying to emphasize my voice so it's not so monotone. So it's been a modicum of improvement as the subscriber count has increased, and my theory is, if you click that button, it may assist with my speaking journey to someday have a modicum of more speaking capacity. So if you, again, click that button, or if you already are, appreciate it as well, tell a friend or share it. I would, as always, really appreciate it. So it looks like overwhelming positive support for Vivek. And, the downside is everyone always complains about election rules and laws, but really the headlines only care about it once out of every 4 years. So it's a very short window where there's really any consumer, or I guess in this case citizen support for any changes at all. And you also have to navigate all through 50 states. So there are a lot of variables actually if you want to have a lot of changes go in your favor either way. It'll be interesting to see how states may change their policies to try to make elections more secure. Let me know what are your suggestions, and do you think you might be able to, make this election a little bit more secure this time around, or bolster the consumer satisfaction or their belief in the system? As always, I would be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.